Hello, Harden here. I just wanted to make this video because I've just purchased a Tempest, my first one. Went T9 a few days ago, ordered the Tempest from the Corp, which then sat in audit for 15 hours, just got it, just set it up. Spent about 850 million on the fittings for this. It's by no means pimped, and likewise my skills are not pimped either. I wanted to do this video because a lot of the other content creators have been producing videos recently where on the test servers with the battleships, and because of that you're kind of getting a fake feel for how good they are, because they're obviously doing it with kind of max skills and kind of absolutely pimp modules. So you're kind of seeing these ships at their best. I wanted to do one kind of realistic one based on kind of typical sort of player experience. Just to quickly show you in terms of my skills, I only actually started training into battleships about 10 days ago. So I had no battleship skills and no large cannon skills. I wasn't actually going to go with a Tempest because I've been missile skills up until this point, but my alliance wants us all to be able to fly tornadoes for fleet doctrine. So I thought, as I was training up for a tornado and training cannons for the tornado, I might as well do that for the battleship as well. As you can see here, I'm currently training large cannon upgrade level 4, so that's got about 36 more hours to do. I've got level 4 on the standard cannon, regular and advanced as well. So I'll be doing large cannon upgrade advanced. I'll push that up to 3 quickly. As you can see, those are the next 3 skills. Similarly, my battleship skills are again just basic. Just started those a few days ago. You can see battleship command is at 4 and advanced battleship command is at 3. Saying all that, I just want to give you an idea of what this ship can do. Basically, with this setup, I have spent money on the guns. They are Gisties, as you can see here, with an optimal range of tiny 5.63, but an accuracy fallout of about 25.84. That means up to about 15 kilometers they're doing reasonable damage. After that, your damage is going to fall off quite significantly. Really, you want to be within that range, within that 5.63 to be applying max damage. The way I play is I like to play up close with a minimal tank, do as much damage as possible, and that's the way I've set up my ships, because I fly them in a fleet with another 2 battle cruisers, a Cyclone and a Drake. So I'm hoping that the Cyclone and the Drake will continue to deal with all the small stuff, and that this will actually speed me up in terms of killing off the battleships. Saying that, the Drake that this is replacing was actually doing 1,379 damage cold. So this is actually, on paper, currently only a 10 DPS increase over the Drake, which was also 15 kilometers range using torpedoes. So it's not actually that much of an upgrade right now, but I'm hoping that as I train the skills a bit higher, this will improve. Likewise, while I have pimped out all the guns, the rigs, as you can see, the damage rigs are only level 2. I didn't have enough cash to splash out on the 3s yet. Hopefully I can earn that over time. And likewise, all the capacitor rigs are also only level 1s as well. Similarly, the drones, because I'm flying with 2 other battle cruisers, I theoretically could use larges because I've got enough kind of defense to kill off the small stuff. I don't really need mediums, and I could get the extra DPS. But saying that, I haven't actually even started training large drones yet, the skill, so I'm sticking with mediums, 2 hammerheads there. In terms of the mid slots, I've gone with 2 webs just to kind of keep things slow. One is a Predator at 15 kilometers range, which kind of matches up with my optimal, with the sort of optimal range on my guns. The other one is a Kildari, because again the Predator is about 90 million and I don't have enough spare cash. And a target painter. And then the low slots, as you can see, I've gone minimal tank. I have got 1 adaptive hardener, 1 large shield booster. Again, that's not even a Githy, that's just a Seeker, which is the best named non-pithy Githy type. And I've got an afterburner. Now, the afterburner, because you really want to close range very quickly, probably an MWD would make more sense. But on my Drake, I found that the afterburner was perfectly adequate for closing the ground quite quickly. And again, it has the benefit of not taking 25% of your cap away right from the off. So what I'm going to do is, I think I probably will need an MWD on this ship, but I wanted to check how the cap holds up. You can see here at the moment my cap theoretically is 3 minutes 56, which again, I don't run all my modules all the time, and I tend to kill stuff very quickly, so I don't need to have the cap being stable. But saying that, I need to kind of test it out, try out on some of the tougher missions, and just make sure I don't kind of completely zero the cap. Similarly, like in the mid slots, I could go for a large Nosferatu to help stay cap stable in PVE. But again, I prefer to keep the web so that my guns are more likely to hit stuff. And then in terms of the low slots, the other modules on there, it's 2 gyro stabilizers and 1 tracking computer. The tracking computer gives a little bit of extra range, but also increases your chance to hit. I may swap that off at some point. I could either add an additional hardener or a capacitor battery, or I could even stick in another damage mod. Again, you don't want to stack them too much because you get diminishing returns. But then my playstyle is very much about trying to kill things quickly, because I've got 2 kids and a job, so I can get interrupted at any time. I can't spend an hour for sure doing any type of content. Sometimes I can play for 2 hours without interruptions, but I can't risk it because I could potentially get someone coming in, walking on me right now, and have to put the game down in about 5 minutes. So I need to do bite-sized content, which is why I tend to do the regular encounter missions. So on that subject, with this brand new ship, I am going to actually do some encounter missions now. So you can actually see this battleship in action as it currently stands. Again, it's going to be interesting. It's not fully skilled, but I just want to see how it works with the other battle cruisers, and whether it's actually worth flying this at the moment or waiting till I get my skills up, because the Drake obviously is a battle cruiser. It can move around faster, means I can get to the mission encounters in between. Flying between the encounters and everything else is much faster in a battle cruiser than a battleship. So I want to see whether this is likely to impact my money creation. So let's just go to my encounter screen first. Here we go. I've got a few that I had preloaded. These are a couple of the event ones. I'm just going to quickly refresh and see if there's anything exciting here. You can see my encounters at the moment are on hard. I will push that up to the expert ones. Oh, I can't actually do that until T10. I thought I could now, but no, I have to wait on the hard for now. So I've hit refresh. There's 950. I'm going to stick to these 5 million encounters, so I'm going to accept that one. Let's scroll down, just check if there's any that I haven't done for storyline reasons. No. Okay, so I've got a good selection here. Most of these are 5 million or above. Cancel. I have got a few on my other account as well. So actually, I think the first place we're going to go is over to a system called Hagalore, because I've got 3 missions there on my other two accounts. So it'll just be efficient that I'm not actually walking around too much. So let's head over there now. I'm going to have to manually pilot this one, so let's undock and see how much slower it's going to be on the battleship, how quickly my battle cruisers get there as opposed to my battleships. Okay, here we go. I know the way. So felon, jump. My two other accounts just autopiloting over there because they have the missions there. So I'm going to set this up to loot. The first one I'm going to do. The first mission I'm going to do is going to be a hidden threat mission, which is a 5 million bounty. It's recommended is T9 battleship. So actually my battleship is recommended for this, but I can do this. I have been doing this one quite easily within about 5-6 minutes in my fleet of battle cruisers. So I'm just going to check my gang, just make sure everyone's, yeah, so the right person is heading up the gang. So my 2 battle cruisers are already in Thelen, and my battleship is just lagging a little bit behind. So as you can see, after I spent my 800 and something million fitting this ship up, I'm down to 86 million. So what I want to do is earn some ISK over the next few days in order to particularly pimp up the rigs to kind of increase the damage output on this. And at the same time, I can still push the skills a little bit more, and hopefully that will help. I'm hoping I can push the DPS up to about 1,500 within the next week or so. At which point, then it might be making a big difference over using my Drake. But as I said, what I'm going to do now is test and decide whether the battleship is actually worthwhile or not. So I'm going to Hagglor here, jump. And apologies if I make any mistakes with this, because this is literally the first time I've ever used cannons in this game. I've just been completely missile focused now, so up until now. So I honestly have never used cannons before, so I really have. I'm not necessarily comfortable with them, not sure the best tactics with them, so I'm going to be learning as I go here. So apologies for any kind of obvious mistakes and errors. I'm going to change that to loot. So my 2 other battle cruisers are in Hagglor now, and they're waiting now for my battleship. So as you can see, the battleship is slowing down at the start of this encounter, probably by about 1 minute. It's probably going to be about 1 minute. The other interesting thing I'm going to have is when I had the 3 battle cruisers, they all kind of warped into the encounter at the same time, because they all have, well, they're all slightly different skill levels, but approximately they all arrive at the same time. Whereas when I initiate warp with the battleship in tow, it means my battle cruisers are going to warp in first, and therefore be subjected to the enemy fire first as well. Okay, so here we go, we're all in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to initiate warp to the hidden threat, hit command, warp fleet. So here we go. I'm going to turn the hardeners on my various accounts, on my battleship. Quick look. With the hardener activated, my defense is 89,000.
Warp drive active.
And those are my resistances, 43, 49, 62 and 68. So here we go. And my tactic with these encounters is to kill the big stuff first. I'm not worried about the scramblers, I just basically want to get the DPS off the field as quickly as possible. So I'm actually locking up with my first 2 accounts are actually there already, and they're starting the fight. So there's a Tempest here, so I'm approaching and doing the same on my other account. Tempest first, focus fire, approach, and web. Okay, so here we go. So here's Tempest, focus fire, approach. Target painter on. Oh, I forgot I need to turn that on as well. Group shield booster. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to put my webs on and I'm going to activate my damage. Let's see. So let's see. 4,800. Okay. Again, let's see how easy or not it is to hit some of these smaller ships. Yeah, it's doing very small damage against that hound, even with the 2 webs on it, even with the target painter. My Drake would be killing, with the torps would be killing that very quickly now. So, okay, let's approach. So, approaching the bellicose. It's actually beyond the range of all my ships at the moment. Okay, so that's the one advantage of the autocannons, is that I can actually hit further out even though the damage is not so great. 3,000, so I think the next hit will probably kill it. 2648. I think this one should. Okay, so all done. Okay, next wave. So we've got Typhoon here, focus fire, approach, leave my afterburner on, turn the target painter on, leave the group shield on, and same with these ones. Focus fire, approach, same here, focus fire, approach. So my two battle cruisers are out of range. One of my battle cruisers will be in range now, so that's in range, so it's starting to do some damage on the Typhoon. Turn off my afterburner. On my Drakes I have to be a lot more careful with my cap management. Again, my other, I have to turn the afterburner on here, approach. So, starting to hit now with my battleship. Okay, I'm going to put on go for the tornado next. Approach. Okay, so those big ships do die quickly. So there's nothing really troubling me so far, apart from the fact I forgot to turn my shield booster on one of my, or my cyclone on, but it's managing it okay. The group shield booster, I'm not really running it for the benefit of the Tempest, I'm running it for the benefit of the two battle cruisers. Okay, that's the final wave now. There should be two battleships in this wave. Let's see where they land. Okay, so we have a tornado in 17 kilometers, so I'm going to hit that one first. Focus fire, approach, target paint, and then see what damage I can do. And then the same with my focus fire, approach. They're going to go for the Tempest. Focus fire, approach. So I'm hitting the tornado now. I'm going to apply my damage mods as I'm within a good range. 5,000, 4,000. So the tornado's going to die quickly. Let's move that out of the way, and then I'm going to approach the turn my shield booster on for a bit. Approach this bellicose. Double webs on. Okay, well, that was quite easy. It was quite easy. There was nothing stressful about it. Turn off the. Again, it seemed on a par with what I was doing with my Drake. Didn't seem particularly much faster. We've got another one here, so I'm about to warp the ships over to the other one in the system. So the next one here is another 5 million. It's a migrant ship distress score, which again is also recommended T9 battleship. So I'm just going to walk the gang there. Cosmic Anomaly, migrant ship distress score, fleet command, warp fleet. Turn on all the hardeners. Away we go.
Warp drive active.
You can see the battleship, the two battle cruisers are going to land first. They're going to be in there. Yeah, battle cruisers are there, so I'm going to start locking up them first. There's a Tempest at 20 kilometers, focus, fire, approach, afterburner, target painter, same there, another one, focus fire, approach, afterburner, target painter, group shield. Group shield. Okay, here we go, here's a Tempest now on this one, focus fire, approach, afterburner, target painter, group shield. Let's see how we do on this one. So, $5,000 hit, that's not too bad. That's definitely higher damage than my Drake was doing. And I didn't have any damage mods on there. Let's approach the tornado now. Let's take that a second. Okay, let's try the damage mods and the tracking computer. Let's see if that makes a big difference. 5250. Yeah, they're dying pretty quickly. Let's approach the bellicose. I'm just playing around with my other two accounts here, just because I'm a bit uncoordinated. Because before I had my 3 battle cruisers, they all kind of worked in exactly the same way. So I got very used to how I did this, and now because I've got the Tempest and the 2 battle cruisers, everything's slightly different. So I'm just a bit more clumsy until I get used to it, I guess. Okay, so that's the first wave down. Here we go on the next wave. There's a Typhoon there at 25. Focus fire, that's just on the edge. Approach. So that's going in there. I'm going to set my battle cruisers on the same target. Focus fire, approach. And then my other one. So everything's heading on the Typhoon right now, but obviously my battle cruisers are out of range. They're only 15 kilometers with torps. My ship is still cooling down its damage mods from the previous rounds. My torps, my battle cruiser is still out of range. So I'm starting, that's the one advantage here, even though the fall off, even though you do less damage, you are at least doing some damage above 15 kilometers, which you don't get on the torps. Okay, my battle cruisers are in range now, so I'm going to activate them. And their damage mods. And I'll do the same here. Damage mods on and webs on. And we're going to go for the tornado next. Approach. Approach. Let's see what we hit him for. 2,243, 151, 75, 43. It's very low. It's very strange because I was right on top of him. But yeah, I don't know where the damage is going because I'm not seeming to be taking any damage even on my battle cruisers. So I know I'm killing stuff pretty quickly, but maybe it's because those battleships and battle cruisers are dying so quickly that the remaining small ships just don't have time. I do have the group shields going, but they only add not a huge amount of boost. Okay, on to the last wave now. Okay, we've got Tempest at 8 kilometers, which is very nice, so I'm going to focus fire on that. Approach, turn on target painter, turn on the webs. Can't do damage yet. Approach with my battle cruisers, focus fire. Approach, they're in range as well, which is very nice. And again, on Tempest, I think this Tempest is going to die very quickly. Turn on the damage mods. Okay, and same here. Let's see, 6,000 there before I even put my damage mods on. 4,000. Oh, I'm taking some damage here now. So let's put my thing on. There's another Tempest there. I will go for that next. Approach. Okay, so we're on the second Tempest. I've turned my hardener on now. Okay, and then we're going to go for the Tornado after that. So approach on the Tornado. So my cap is now down to about 47% running the shield booster, but then again, see now my optimal is 6 kilometers, but it seems the damage drops down if I actually go below that, which is very weird. Okay, so the Tornado is next. My shield is kind of coming back into position. Start collecting some of this loot. Okay, and then the next target will be the Bellicose, which is the next biggest target, which is slightly out of range. Approach, focus fire. Yeah, but my 2 battle cruisers here are not having any bothers whatsoever. They're just kind of cleaning up the small stuff on approach to the. Okay, turning my caps down to 28% from running that constantly. Turn my webs again. Let's see if that makes. That's going to pop now. I'll do my damage ones on there as well. Okay, so that's another 5 million bounty. Let's collect some of the loot. Okay, turn everything off so we can regen some cap before the next one. Stop wasting fuel. Okay, so let's see what we've got in the vicinity here. I think we've got another one in this system. It's a smaller one, it's with my second account, so yes we do. I'm just going to change the boss of the group over. Okay, and we're going to warp into that one in a second. I'll let my cat come back. Again, this is an easier one. I think it's only a 2 million encounter. It's one of the advanced encounters. So let's see, cosmic anomaly, Sebestia or Angel Cartel, Fleet Command, Warp Fleet. See, that's one of the advantages of running multiple accounts, is that you can get multiple missions in the same system or the same area, so you don't have to spend so much time traveling around, which I think with a battleship is quite an important factor. Yeah, at the moment I'm 50-50 on this. It's not much better. In fact, I would say it's marginally worse at the moment than when I'm flying my 2 Drakes and a Cyclone, as opposed to the Tempest, Drake and Cyclone. But obviously my skill's going to be improving. Okay, so Cyclone is primary here. Oh, I've had a crash on my other account. Let's hope this one doesn't crash as well. Okay, approach. Okay, so the Cyclone primary, focus fire, approach. Dun, dun. Let's put the damage mods on and see how that does. So one of my accounts is down now, so yeah, popping pretty quickly. Forgot to put my armors on. So the first wave on this one, normally pretty easy. My other ship is just warping back in. First wave is here, so we're going to go for the cyclone first again. Approach, target painter, webs, same, focus fire, approach, and damage mods on. Stuff is dying pretty rapidly. Okay, final wave. Okay, there's a hurricane there at 2 kilometers. Let's see. Webs, let's put damage mobs on, and let's see how we do. 4,000. 4,000 again. So you can see that's already removed their biggest damage off the field already. Actually, I don't need this on this one, it's wasting fuel. Okay, so it's pretty effective. Not really had any issues, especially with the kind of backup. So there you go. I probably spent about 10 minutes messing around in station before we started the encounters. Just done 2 5 million and 1 2 million bounty or mission payment rewards in that time. And yeah, the Tempest performed pretty nicely. It's probably on a par with my Drake currently, but once I get the skills up and I also get used to flying it, get used to using cannons, hopefully it will do much better. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching.